Well, the unique selling proposition, well, let's take a step back. So, you need to have a reason for people to choose you. Next point. Does it need to be unique? The answer to that is no. It only has to be something that you're talking about, that many people do, but nobody else is talking about. And again, there's a nice line I had: the first person to preempt the truth owns the truth, and the truth always sells, which sounds very much. I would think that, going back to another strand of the conversation today, I talked about the most important thing, and I said the most important thing is to have something better to offer. Yeah. Well, what's going to make it better to offer? What's going to make it better to offer is that you offer something that nobody else offers, or that nobody else is aware is being offered. Yeah. It can be. There are lots of things you can take that other people are offering, but if they're not talking about them, they might just as well not exist. Yeah? So the use of a USP, unique selling proposition, or as friends of mine call a unique buying proposition, it really helps you to isolate what it is that people are going to want from you. The next level of question is, why do you think you only need one unique selling proposition? There's a pair of ads that one of my partners wrote in the 1970s for a washing machine, no, for a vacuum cleaner, which at that time was unique. Yeah? And it actually had two USPs. It said blah blah blah, picks up liquids too, and it also had something to do with the price. Yeah, it cost less than anything else. So there were two USPs. Never assume there is just one USP. It is perfectly legitimate to assume that you could have something and you could have 5 things, that nobody else is offering. Or alternatively, you could take 5 things, 3 of which other people offer and 2 of which they don't, and bundle them into something. For instance, if you're a DJ, which if you happen to be a DJ, you could say, okay, I'm the only guy who plays, early Tamla Motown or early Stax, or I'm the only guy, whatever, and then you can say, also I'm the only guy who's got such and such a sound system, and also I'm the only guy who's got this thing that blows your bloody head, whatever. Yeah. So you're not necessarily looking for one thing. You're looking for a constellation of things which together nobody can beat. Excellent. But it's incredibly, it's very, very important. That gets to the heart of why anyone's going to choose. The biggest thing, one thing I'll say today, and I've said it 1,000, the most important single question in marketing is the one that is most ignored by most marketers, and that question is the question in every customer's mind, and that question is, why should I choose you? And after they've said that, they may not say anything. Why should I choose you? I've only got so much money, I've only got so much time. Yeah? And then the next question is, following from that logically, it's, what can you do for me that nobody else can do? Yeah? What can you do for me that nobody else can do? And it can be all kinds of things. It can be something that you can't put your hand on. I have a series of slides that I sometimes use in presentation. For years I lived on the King's Road, or just off the King's Road, and a series of slides which show 5 different places selling coffee. They're all selling coffee. The coffee's the same. There's no difference. Why do you feel happier going to there rather than there? This is what positioning is about, which is another thing. I mean, that's an emotional thing. And you've got to remember that people are more driven by their emotions than they are by logic. There's an example in the big book. I talk about a car called the Jordan, which was launched in the 1920s. There was nothing special about it at all. The only thing that was special was the advertising, nothing else. And it just said, the headline simply said, somewhere west of Laramie. That's all it said. It showed this car going in the dust. And the copy was all total moody drivel. Yeah? But it captured the emotions of people. They liked the idea of this going out into the, particularly Americans, yeah? That car sold extremely well, and to this day, the descendants of the people that made the Jordan are still living off the proceeds, yeah? Although it was closed down during the Great Depression. And it was all to do with positioning, not here, but here. And always remember, when you're talking about anything, yeah, it's all about what's here, not what's here. Because if it was here, the world wouldn't be in such a shit state.
Okay.